Hi, I'm CareySue Vega. I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce myself. We have a webinar coming up soon where I'll talk about all of the details of all of our programs, but wanted to take this time to tell you a little bit about my background so that we can hit the ground running during that webinar. For starters, I absolutely love what I do, but I hate being tagged as the etiquette lady. I was just at a fundraiser this week and someone said, "Oh, thank goodness you're not at my table." No worries, I'm not here to judge. If anything, I'm on a mission to change the image of etiquette from stuffy and hoity-toity to one that's a little more comforting, a little more welcoming. I like to think and approach manners and etiquette more from a position of hospitality versus formality. If you make other people around you feel comfortable, that's half the battle. I enjoy teaching our students that no matter what situation you're in, having good conversational and social skills helps you to feel comfortable, and it helps the people around you to feel comfortable. So a little bit about my background. I grew up in Ponca City, Oklahoma, the thriving metropolis and manners capital of the world. And from there I went to OSU, and I have a degree in recreation. Yes, it's a real degree. My parents didn't quite think so at the time. My first venture into etiquette education actually took place during college. During my internship at South Seas Plantation on Captiva Island, Florida, I developed a program that I called Manners Madness for the recreation department. And this was my first opportunity to see the little light bulbs going off in students' heads, realizing this is how all this works. The next chapter took place while working on cruise ships. I thought that was going to be something fun to do right after college, so I started out for what I thought was going to be a 3-month job, and that turned into 10 years at sea. I started out as a youth coordinator and quickly worked my way up to cruise director. And as cruise director, I was placed in many, many formal environments with captains, passengers, other dignitaries where protocol and formalities were of utmost importance. During this time on ships, I had the opportunity to work with a formally trained English butler. His name was Ray, and he taught me so much about the history and the why behind the rules of etiquette. When working together with Ray, he and I would host a fun and entertaining program on our sea days for the passengers called Table Banners and Party How-Tos. We always had a blast in that class. While at sea, I also met another man, my now husband. His name is Ricardo. He was the hotel director, and I was the cruise director. So yes, for those of you who remember, cue the Love Boat jokes. I would have been Julie, and he would have been Gopher. We moved to Oklahoma in the summer of 2000, and we absolutely love it here. We are the proud parents to 9-year-old Billy Vega, who is a rising 4th grader. And Ricardo and I believe that with my background of small town Oklahoma roots, and our combined years of experience working with international audiences on cruise ships, that our skill sets are perfectly suited to work with the youth of our community. We love what we do. And we love partnering with you as a parent to help polish your kiddos and develop them into self-confident and successful adults. Since 2001, my husband and I have had the privilege of working with thousands of students. We've touched the lives of many Oklahoma youth, college students, and even adults, teaching our manners and etiquette programs with fun, fresh, modern approach. We've even had the pleasure of traveling out of state and doing some mini courses in different areas, and it's always so much fun to meet the kids, and they come in at first and they're bright-eyed and scared, and they leave with that little boost of self-confidence. It's very rewarding. Providing this service is not only my job, but I hope you can tell it's also my passion. I do look forward to meeting you in person. If you see me out and about, please don't hesitate to come up and say hi. I'd love to meet you. You may have also seen me in the newspaper or on TV, as I'm often a guest on local news stations such as Channel 4, KFOR, where I weigh in on everything from texting and dating etiquette to airline travel etiquette, wedding etiquette. I recently did a segment on April Fool's jokes. If you'd like to see any of these stories, there are links to the various media outlets at the bottom of the homepage on my website. I do look forward to our webinar coming up soon, and as I mentioned, I'll go into full detail about the program. I'll cover our 5th through 8th grade programs, our 9th through 12th grade programs, or even our adult business training, talk about how the classes are set up, the male to female ratios. Believe it or not, the past few years for our 5th grade program, I've had more boys register than girls. I know, it's crazy. But we'll talk about much, much more during that webinar. If you do have specific questions you'd like answered during the webinar, please feel free to shoot me an email and I'll make sure to include it. We'll also have time at the end of the live webinar for Q&A, so no worries if you don't have a question now. And if for some reason you're not able to make it to the live webinar, please go ahead and register anyway. We'll send a recording of the event out to everyone who registered so you can watch it at your convenience. If you know of anyone else who may be interested in programs for their child, please feel free to share this information with them. We'd love to have them join us. And in the meantime, I'd love to stay connected with you. If you're on social media, please feel free to connect with me either on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. I'll put the links to those at the bottom of this message, or you can just search me on any of those outlets, and it's CareySue Vega, CareySueVega, and email. We also connect via email. We have email newsletters that we send out every Monday. I send Manner Monday with a tip of the week. Sometimes it's about kids, sometimes it's about business, sometimes who knows what it's about. I also send a weekly update email. Sometimes it's not so weekly. I send those out as I have news and updates to share with you. So thank you again for joining me today. I do look forward to sharing more information with you at the webinar. But for now, have a great day and we'll see you soon. Thanks.